Welcome, this is Candace Arney. I'm here again with Joel Bruce Wallach, the inventor of Powerforms. Our subject is brain balancing and soothing, and really excited to hear Joel's take on using the purple Divine Essence disc. Joel.
Candace, the air element. Now, the four discs, earth, fire, water, air. That's metaphorical. This has an airy energy. It's been tuned to have that airy energy. And when your body, your energy, your meridians interacts with the airy energy, it opens up a space. It's a subtle space. It's not a physical space, but it's something that you can discover and you can start to feel. Now, for brain balancing, we, modern people in the Western world, are so focused and so revved up about so much, a little bit of air energy, and I mean the element of air, not air itself. The air element brings expansion to our modern brains that are so constricted. So
it's kind of making space in your head.
Making space.
In the thoughts.
Yes, and that can lead to jokes about airheads and all of that, which is an excessive airiness. But modern people tend to have too much constriction.
When I talk about that, though, my brain is always so compacted. There's always so much happening and going on that this gives me a sense of moving things apart a little bit so that I can actually see them. And there's so much going on that it's like everything's impeding moving forward. This gives me a sense of pushing things apart where it's like my brain is taking a breath.
Mm-hmm. It starts to feel smoother, just a little bit more expanded. Now we'll take it to the next step. Air disc, the purple one, in hand. You're going to just imagine that you're inside the brain. And this just expands. You can even imagine pushing up on the top of the head a little bit, expanding the sides, pushing a little bit towards the back. So you're using the principle of air to expand. It's as if on the energy level, there's more space.
Yes.
Now, when there's more space for thoughts, the thoughts, in a way, become more balanced because they aren't constricted, they aren't forced.
Right. Well, and they aren't like laying on top of each other. There's room for them to move, to expand, to
Yes.
process. It feels like there's just more space. It's like I'm not limited now.
Right. And when there's more space, in a way, for the thoughts, they can form together more harmoniously, which can lead to innovation or intuition.
Right.
Or just to looking at a situation with a more peaceful way of being. Now, let's do some pulsing with the air element. So you can pulse here, or you can pulse here, or perhaps at the back of the head.
Ooh.
And the air disc, it has a lighter, kind of bubbly, kind of free quality. That's the flavor. I'm noticing at the top of the brain, there was a little bit of constriction that I hadn't noticed before. It seems to open it up. It's sort of like having a skylight in a room, energetically speaking. Yeah. So you can try this at home with your air disc, and it's going to be your own experience, but just intuitively sense, where would I like a little bit of airiness? And just notice what happens when you do that.
Temples, that was just really,
I can still feel it working. I
yeah.
created the expansion, and the expansion creates more balance between the brain itself and the body, because brain and body are part of the same self, the same system.
Mhm.
So, what were some things that were happening there?
Well, I, I really just, I felt that like an opening,
Mm-hmm.
where there's so much going on that it's like everything was limiting its ability to move forward because there was so much going on in the head. And
Mm-hmm.
so it just opened it up where it didn't feel so constricted and tight and
Mm-hmm.
like I was forcing thoughts. It's like now it's given room for things to flow.
Yes.
And the pulsing on the temples was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Very. And going back
Yeah.
and
On the
forth.
temples, it feels as if a sort of instinctive, more primitive quality gives way to a more conscious, mindful quality.
Well, and crossing the third eye, it's just like, it's almost like it's just, just feels good. I can't even tell you what it is. It just is, feels very good.
Well, it's definitely wiping something off the windshield,
Yeah.
some bugs that didn't need to be there.
Well,
Mm.
Joel, this is really very interesting and another way to balance the brain and soothe the brain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I
Yeah.
think out of all of them, I felt really great with this. Thank you. Thank you, Joel.
Well, historically, when people talk about the brain, they will often use birds to symbolize that, and birds fly through the air.
Mm-hmm.
And so airiness does have something to do with mind, and using something that holds balanced airiness to interact with the energy of the brain
But I don't,
seems to be something that the brain can understand and benefit from.
well, it's also the flow. It
Mm,
adds flow with, for me, I would use, it adds flow. It's
mm,
room to flow like a bird soars.
mm-hmm,
I think it just opens it up so that your mind can soar. Joel,
mm-hmm.
thank you so much for that. Till next time.
Till next time, Candace.
Bye bye.